Hey, hello everybody. How's everyone doing on a wonderful today is what day? Today is Thursday. How are you all doing right now? Right, this is Kevin Chan here, 7:30, 8:30 in the morning. Right, yes. Today we'll be looking at the QiMen forecast for the month of September. Yay! So fast September already. I know it's like chasing you all to pass the month only. Today only 22nd. September only happened on the 7th of September. Right, so calendar is a bit different from the Gregorian calendar. But anyhow, this particular session we are going to talk about the September month QiMen usage. Right. So hello, I can see Sandy just pop in, Ingkok just pop in, Mindy Ling, how are you doing? Right. So hopefully you guys are having a great time right now. Right, so yeah, no Peppo, how are you doing? Good morning. Right, so yeah, we are gonna be looking at the QiMen for today. Right, so let's go in and take a look at it from the smaller point of view. Right, so oh yay, have to do thumbnail lah. What to do? All right, come. Let me shrink myself down to the smaller version first. Right, so this smaller version. Right, so the QiMen for September is from the 7th of September until 6th of October. So that is where the date is valid for the solar calendar, right? So no, don't look at your Gregorian calendar, right? So it is the month of the what month of it? Yeah, Rooster is it? It's the month of Rooster. Yeah, September is the month of Rooster, right? So it's the month of Rooster. So we will be looking at the west first, right? So west is where the Rooster is. September is Rooster, right? Yes, September is Rooster. Alright, so communication wise, you guys wanna join back the Telegram group? The Telegram group is reopened already. Yes, right. So go in and join there. There is where I sent you the latest information. Any prompt, I will send it into the Telegram group, right? So any chit chat there, you want to happen, go there, right? So I also got the newsletter, right? So you want to receive newsletter via email, right? So like for example, this particular forecast is actually sent to you way ahead in the newsletter, right? Very recently newsletter also I've put in the publication for the property selection guide inside, right? So if you want to select a property for yourself, you can go and read the property selection guide. Those are for the paid member section, right? So you can join the paid member site, by paying some membership fees. That's it, right? So hello Andrew, how are you doing? Hello Eureka, right? So hopefully you guys are doing all well. Then how to use this, right? So what you want to do is that you can go to Typing Astro. So this is the plotter that I'm working with right now, right? So I'm working with them in terms of trying to make the plotter more user friendly, right? So they have been developing this plotter for some time already, right? So this one is like the 4th year they've been on developing this particular plotter already. You can go in and print your what we call destiny, right? So your QiMen destiny, right? So QiMen destiny look like this. What you want to find out right now for this session is that at least start from here, right? So go look for your destiny palace, right? So definitely one of these 8 boxes is your destiny palace, right? So you can look for your destiny palace, right? So I've explained a little bit yesterday about the trinity of things that is happening. So talking about how a person has 3 areas that you need to take care of, namely the one that I translated to is the recipe, the ingredient versus the the cooking method, right? So that's what I've communicated to you all, right? So the QiMen actually govern the recipe side. Anything wrong with your QiMen is actually affecting your mindset. So if your mindset is wrong, it's like having a defective recipe, right? By the way, there's no such thing as mindset is wrong one, right? It's just that the way that you're thinking right now might not be in sync with what the general culture is thinking about. Nothing right, nothing wrong, right? Just depending on what situation you're in, you are required to have a certain mindset, right? So that's why we are looking at from the mindset point of view or from the recipe point of view. Right, so it is good for you to understand what recipe you are holding right now. Right, sometimes some thinking pattern are not really that awesome, right? So then you might need to do some augmenting. Augmenting means that you need to change the recipe. Sometimes you receive a recipe, the recipe not really that correct. Like for example, the recipe tells you that I need to put 50 grams of sugar. You already know that you are having diabetic, right? Please you need to reduce the sugar level that is how you can, you know, think of the situation. And so, or if you are, you know, if you are in some situation whereby, you know, you specifically want the food to be sweeter, or you want the food to be more what we call saltier, you know. So let's say that you are operating a bar, right? So let's say you're operating a bar, right? So for some reason you offer some cake, or, you know, or some what we call the condiments, right, for people to eat, right? The idea is to make people thirsty. So if you increase the level of sugar, increase the level of salt, it makes the person more thirsty. Then they will order more beer. Makes sense, right? So there's nothing wrong with having more sugar or less sugar. There's nothing wrong with having any combination at all. It's just that the combination is useful for certain situations. So if you are not executing that particular situation, or your plan has nothing to do with that situation, then the combination is not useful to you. You might want to go and find other combination to use, then that may be helpful to you. So it all depends on what objective do you have. There are no right and wrong, there are no good and bad. All right. So this is the charts that is for the month of September, right? So September is again 7 September until 6 of October. Hello Elvin, how are you doing? Hopefully you are doing fine as well, right? So these are all the what we call distribution of the information. So in QiMen, there are primary 4 information that is inside. So we have covered the palaces, by the way, right? So, you know, we have talked about the palaces part of it. That the palace never change. The southeast is always southeast. The animal sign inside the palace is always the same, that particular animal sign. The what we call the month that the animal sign represent is always the same. The month is the same, right? So that's why when we look at it, like this month is the month of rooster. So rooster is belong to the west, it belong to the west side, right? So we will start talking about it from the west point of view, right? So then we talk about every single palace. Then you might be somebody who is having west as your destiny palace. So if west is your destiny palace, then whatever is in the west destiny palace, so the other component that is visiting the destiny palace, it will affect the way that you are thinking. That's all only. It will affect the way that you are thinking, right? So it won't affect your, you know, today not on YouTube side. No, all the forecasts will be done on this particular channel. When all the forecasts will be done in this particular channel, later I will move a copy into YouTube to be uploaded. Right, so that's what I will do. Right, so no. Okay, right. So back to this one, right? So the other moving component, you got the door, which is a moving component. So every month the door will, you know, travel to different palaces. So in a way, if we take a look at this, right, in a span of 12 months, right, you definitely will be visited by all the 8 doors. Right. So there's actually no panic there, right? So there is going to be your turn whereby, you know, you're going to get a door, right? So now the question is that, do you know what you want to do or not? If you don't know what you want to do, right, whatever door that go to you, whatever star that goes to you, whatever deities that go to you, whatever stamp go to you, also no use, man. Understand or not? So you need to overall know what you want to cook first. Then only you know where to go and find the recipe. You know, like for example, you want to cook one of those jiggly Japanese cheesecake. Right, so you can go a lot of places to find recipe, right? You know, YouTube got a lot of recipe. You know, you can go and maybe check your mom. Like my mom would be able to give me the recipe, right? So she's very good in doing all this kind of stuff. You know, retired already, no do anymore. But if you ask her, you know, she somehow would be able to dig some. Maybe, you know, Gordon Ramsay can give you his view on it. You know, if you have, you know, some what we call hotel chef friend. Yeah, I've got some hotel chef friend. You know, I don't know. Maybe you can ask them. You know. So all of them will be able to give you recipe, right? So, you know, that's how you know, Astral Bakery. Who's that? No idea. But anyway, right, so let's go back and take a look at the website. You know, we start off with the website of it, right? So this is what is inside the website here, right? So of course, you know, every single time when we are doing this, right, a lot of people pay too much attention to black color stuff. Right, so, you know, start off, oh, Theodore, die lah, like that, you know, got Theodore there. Nothing wrong with being Theodore. Right, every single door got their function. Theodore function is actually to improve your sense of protectionism. When you are fearful, you are generally more careful. You are generally more protective on the things that you are doing. Right, so, you know, of course, you know, if you take a look at this, the overall, what we call combination, right? So now let's take a look at the the 9 heaven deity. The 9 heaven deity is in charge of future related matter. future resource, future related matter, right? So whereas the heart star, right? So the heart star is in charge of decision making, right? So it's basically telling you that there are some future decision that you need to make right now. It is a ample good time for you to make some future decision. And the part of it that may not be good is that you are making the decision based on fear. Nothing wrong with that. Now, a lot of people save money because of why? Because they fear that when they're old, that time they got no money to spend, right? So they never think that how can I create an income stream whereby even when I'm old, that time I can also still practice it. Like for example, my income stream right now, which is doing consultation and all these things, right? So do you realize that the older I am, the better it is for me in this particular line of career? Yeah, all the all the the seafood cup, the seafood class one, all with a long white beard, like that, then can tell you, oh, I will tell you about your future. You have to reach until that stage only, you got the class one. Right. And Mega, I don't matter. Right, the name typing astro give impression of a Native American with Chinese metaphysics knowledge. Can right? So I think typing astro is a Vietnamese translation because the owner, the programmer are all Vietnamese. So it's a Vietnamese student who wrote this. Right, but anyway, back to this particular one. If you take a look at it, right, so you are planning the future based on fear. Right, so now when you're planning the future based on fear, again, nothing wrong with planning the future based on fear. It's that probably you are too safe. Maybe your risk factor is a bit too low, right? So it's a bit too low. So you have to factor this time of things in. Now a lot of time people live in the state of fear for no reason. Right? Now this is a conversation I had a lot with a lot of people. Right, my grandparent time. Right, they don't have a lot of things to worry about, especially about diseases. And that the particular thing that people seems to be very fear about, cancer. Right, so you can see that my dad, my grandparent time, right, if they got anything, right, it's like they found out about it, next day they die. One, it's pretty simple one. Their life is like this. But for us today, we got no particular reason. We go and do all those whatever cancer marker check, whatever. Then the doctor say that you got 20% chance of actually getting cancer because of this cancer marker, and then you're gonna spend your next 30 years worried about cancer. This is the particular situation for this particular combination. Right, so you're gonna spend the next 30 years worrying about cancer, whereas you don't have cancer one. Right, you're gonna do a lot of things, this and that, wow, worry here, worry there, blah blah blah, whatever, do a lot of stuff, it's just to oh no, I don't want to get cancer. But here's the thing, you forgot about living for yourself. Is that good? Is that bad? I don't know. Right, so depend on you. Right, so but this palace is good if you are embarking on a journey of future planning. Right, so journey of future planning means that you need to start to let go stuff that is around you. Right, so that's why a suggestion is do some decluttering, whether it's physical decluttering or mental decluttering. More importantly, is mental decluttering. What are the fears that you're having right now that need to be let go? Are you placing too much importance in the fear department so that you got future growth, right? So you don't let things go, right? You cannot grab new things. Just imagine your hand, right? If you're grabbing something right now that you refuse to let go, anything new that gets thrown to you, you can't grab it. Right? Makes sense or not? So you need to start to let go of the thing that is not helpful to you and start to grab things that is helpful to you. Right, so take a look at it. What is actually inside your mind, right? So the hexagram is a trapped hexagram. So trapped hexagram has a lot to do with a lot of things linked together, right? A lot of things linked together. So the story for the trapped hexagram is accidentally stepping onto the tiger's tail. You're following the tiger, right? It's basically the tiger is moving, then you are following the trail of the tiger. So accidentally you may straddle the tiger, and the tiger might come and bite you. That's basically right. So that's why in this particular here that you need to start to identify what is holding you back and start to use the mental scissors let go of yourself, right? It could be a past lover, don't care. It could be a past job. It could be a past mistake, right? So when it's like, oh no, start a new business. You know that starting a new business is good for you. Start a new business, but you have failed business before, and that failure in business is actually holding you back. That's where the fear is. If I start a business, I will fail again. Right? So it's like you might have a relationship that basically failed, and then you to go like, no, if I start a new relationship, I will fail again. Okay, whatever it is, like you got this sort of stuff. Thinking pattern. So Rachel said that throughout the trend now is to do checkup and test marker for continuity. Right, can do checkup, can go and read the marker, right? So please read the marker in reverse. In reverse means that if the marker tells you that there's 16% chance of you getting the cancer, right? You guys know that there's 84% chances of you that you have a healthy lifestyle. So don't listen to those people who give you, especially those people who give you free checkup. The most dangerous thing for you to go for is actually a free checkup, especially if you are mentally not really that strong. But anyway, right? So this palace is good if you are looking to do future planning. But if you are those type of people who has a lot of baggages, when you use this, you're gonna plan based on all your fears. Whether it's good or bad, up to you. You need to clear up your what we call way of you doing, right? So this is like you attempting to cook curry chicken, but last time when you cook curry chicken, that time you put too much curry powder. Right, so this time you might have some reservation with curry powder. That's all. All right, so take care of yourself. For those of you who has the West as your destiny palace, this is the model of thinking your mindset gonna be for the next month. Right, so you're gonna do a lot. Start teaching qigong. Start teaching qigong. Qigong teaching have to be physical, right, brother. Over the internet a bit difficult unless I go and buy a new camera. Anyway, right, so let's go into the northwest, right? So the northwest side of it, right? So I got two positive formation, which is the ghost dune and also the double deception, right? So for the description for the ghost dune and double deception, actually we have done it already. Deleted, maybe one day we will recreate. Anyway, if you have positive formation, just take it as positive formation. So if you take a look at this particular palaces, you can see that now again the earth, the ninth earth is actually in charge of resources that is available now, whereas the ninth heaven is about building resources that is going to be available in the future. So they have their own what we call department to take care of, right? So with the earth together with the open door, it actually means that there is a lot of new resources that you suddenly found out. And why do you found out? The grass is actually because you took some risk. The grass is actually governed traveling one. So a lot of time, it has to do with business related matter, right? So this is, we have learned that, its origin is basically a water palace. Right, origin is from the Kangwa, which is from the water palace. So right now it is visiting the metal palace. The metal palace will further enhance the grass ability to reach out. So you are able to reach out right now and then open door to new resources, which is good, right? If you take a look, right? So good, right? So and of course, right now the things that you need to be nice too is that because the what we call the stem formation, the stem formation Ting and Qi together, you just imagine the Ting fire right now is being covered by a lot of earth. So timing is not correct yet. Timing not correct means that the people that you're working, although the what we call the opportunity is there, but somehow the circumstance is telling you that either you are not ready for the opportunity. So where is not ready, probably mentally not very ready for the opportunity, or the other party right now is not ready for the opportunity. So what happened when both party is not ready for the opportunity? Wait for the correct timing. That's it. You just need to wait for the correct timing, and it actually tells you the what we call the hot star and the DE, right? DE mean not moving, hot star mean moving fast. You're moving some, not moving. The fellows moving, you're not moving. You're not moving. The other fellows not moving. The other fellows not moving. You are not moving. So basically, it's in a very disarray situation right now. You might not want to let greed to push you. By the way, a grass star is a very greedy star, right? Grass star is a super greedy star. So if you're a grass star, then you know that some form of greed situation is coming up, right? So just be careful of that lah. Don't be too greedy. Cantonese said mo kam tai ko tao, mo tai kam tai teng mo. Right, so the hexagram transformation, if you take a look at it, is waiting hexagram. That's what the suggestion is. Either one party is waiting for something to happen, which is great, and then once the wait ended, it will basically go into an advancement stage. Good, huh? Right, this is actually a good combination, especially those of you who want to open up new opportunity, new access to resources, right? Access to new resources. Right, so this is good for if you are doing what we call let's say what we call exploration, right? So let's say what we call petroleum oil exploration. This is pretty all right. Probably the entire idea is that the area that you're trying to explore is currently having a bit of a storm, so cannot go in, right? So you just wait for your time to when the storm passes already, then only go in, and that's all. It's really that particular simple only lah. No, not really that difficult, right? So this is quite a positive one for those of you who are trying to open up new resources to be used, right? So now resources can be people, resources can be time, resources can be technology, resources of course can be money, right? So it's up to you, whatever that you want to open, right? So this is a very positive, right? So for those of you who are not, your what we call your destiny palace is not in the northwest, right? Your house got northwest one, right? Go and set up a working table in the northwest. That's it, right? Don't get too complicated with the thing, right? So go do your planning, go do your activity that has to do with this. So if you are doing exploration, you're trying to open up new resources, then you sit in this particular corner to call people, talk to people, have conversation with people. That is how you are able to affect your mindset. So you sit in this particular area, then this energy will affect your mindset. So you want to have this sort of mindset right now to do that, which means that you want this recipe right now. This is the recipe that I want. Then you sit here lah, so that you can read the recipe here. Right, so go back to the north. Always favorite is the north because I'm north. My destiny palace is north, right? So the north got a dragon dune. I can tell you dragon dune is one of the most, I don't know what they will call useless or not. Dragon dune is when you can travel the sea in a safe manner. That's dragon dune, right? The tide, the wind is correct for you to travel. So dragon dune is very good for escaping. Yeah, super good for escaping. But you're not escaping from anything. Go for sea travel. Go for sea travel. Right. So of course, when we talk about go for sea travel again, it has a lot to do with trade. Right, so if you take a look at it, so ambassador is talking about a situation. Go Bali, go. Penang is easier. It's still overseas. Penang is cheap. Penang is still called overseas here. Or we can take a boat to Pulau Ketam. Okay, right, back to here. Ambassador is the situation whereby you are able to negotiate, right? So ambassador is the negotiated situation, right? So by the way, you understand that an ambassador is somebody that your country sent to another country as a representation to negotiate usually for peace, right? Usually send a representative there, to look after your what we call state, right? So to look after it, it's actually a very dangerous job for ambassador one. Any negotiation collapse, the first fella that is gonna get into trouble is ambassador. So that's basically what is happening. So of course, you're gonna take a look at it, then you're gonna say, I've got tortoise there or not. Tortoise is potentially fake. So this one in your what we call your a recipe is that potentially somebody has written something that is not correct inside your what we call your recipe sheet. Kill the ambassador first. Capture lah, not kill first. Capture, torture, interrogate, get as much information from you about your country before executing you. Anyway, don't get scared. Today they don't do this sort of stuff. Right, so tortoise always saying that now the job of the tortoise is actually to augment a person's way of thinking. That's what the tortoise is. So that's why tortoise a lot of time is associated with being fake. Because when we're talking about augmenting, changing a person way of thinking, basically you're trying to put something that is not there into the person's mind. Right? So now it is good for you to actually to cite yourself, Tortoise is very good at programming own self. Right? So the fake it until you make it thingy. Right? So I thought these are very good at this, fake it until you make it. Yeah. You've seen those Tony Robbins one, Tony Robbins jump out, yes, I can do, yes, can do, yes, can do. You're doing or not? You're not doing, but then you are yes, can doing, right? So it's what you do. A lot of athlete, your Olympic athlete, your Olympic athlete actually have to stand there and imagine themselves doing the whatever loop, the jump it is. They have to imagine that doing, they have to go through that particular film inside their mind, imagining themselves doing, and more importantly is imagining themselves landing perfectly and winning. That is what tortoise can help you with. It's just that a lot of people apply tortoise in the not a very good manner, change other people's mindset, cheat other people, right? Anyway, right, so this is what it is, right? So the rest dot is actually telling you that you're in a very relaxed state. Good or bad, again, depending, right? So in a relaxed state means that you're either too trusting, too chill, too trusting of yourself, whatever it is, it's called overconfident. Too chill of the situation means that you actually did not do anything. Right, so if you take a look at the hexagram bliss means that you are really in a situation whereby you are a bit too chill, just called too chill, too relaxed, right? So in a very happy state. And then transformation is to officer. Officer tells you that, brother, you need some discipline here. You want things to work, you actually need some discipline here, and the tortoise is not helping. The tortoise is actually giving you a wrong image. In that, can one, don't worry, this one, things will happen on its own. No, right? There's no such thing as things will happen on its own, right? So now if this one is the overseas vacation, then this is going to be a virtual vacation where you just watch YouTube. Like seriously, if this is the overseas vacation, means that you are right now planning an overseas vacation, but you are just doing the research on YouTube. So you look at all the, wherever you want to go video, and then you imagine yourself, how great it is, right now I'm actually going there, right? So, it's going to be like this, right? So, it's going to be like this, I'm going to have sipping my pila colada, pila colada, whatever it is, right? So I'm sipping that, whatever it is. You see how your mind is like, it's going to, but the actual thing is not happening that way, brother. Officer means that you need to go and really book the ticket, pack your bag, all those kind of stuff. And more importantly, a tortoise with the ambassador, it can mean that it's a situation whereby you think you got enough money to go, actually you don't have enough money to go. Right after you go there, check the airplane ticket, check the hotel, check everything, and then you find out that shit, actually I don't have enough money to go. Right, so this is the situation when you have the tortoise around. A lot of things that you imagine may be correct may not be correct. Yeah, so just be careful of that, right? So there's this false sense of security that is happening, right? So important thing in this is that take action. Yeah, take action after you have done all your imagining layout. Go and take action, right? So go and take action, go and cook, right? So which means that to know that your recipe inside got fake ingredient or not, go cook, then lah, right? So when you cook that time, then you find out that something is wrong here, right? So it's not supposed to be like that. All right, let's move on to the northeast. Northeast is again, as usual, not very good, in terms of it, right? So you got the tiger and destructor together, and a tiger destructor together, it always means a very tense, intense moment. Last time is talking about war. Last time it's really talking about war. If you've got tiger and destructor together, you are actually in a war zone. All right, so you just imagine you being parachuted in the war zone, then suddenly bim bam. Right, but with the live door, that means that there is way to save yourself. And the hexagram also tell you lesser exceeding. Lesser exceeding means that it's actually small problem. Abundance means that if you hold on to it, you actually have big rewards. So this one I associate this with, you guys see the recent Olympic, the very boring skating. Very boring skating. This particular fella was, was supposed to lose. He went in and actually expecting to lose. So he was the last guy, who was doing, and then in the last round, everybody else just crashed, and then he's like, I win. So you can see that he know that it's a very tense situation. He know that it's basically, very competitive, aka call he know that it's basically very hopeless, but he still continue with the entire thingy. So it's like, I'm here already, right? So I'm here already, I might as well enjoy myself, let's go. Then suddenly the situation changed, right? The destructor come in, situation change. Everybody crash into each other, that's where the tiger come in, the violence, the accident happen, then the life door kick in, I just, oi, you all pokai, win go already. So this is the situation that's in now. First of all, please qualify the situation that you are in is actually life-threatening or not first. As far as I know right now, it's very difficult for you, at least for us, to get into really life-threatening situation. Stressful, yes. Right, so stressful situation, you always get into stressful situation. So just imagine that this one, you're in a very, very stressful situation, and you need to go through the stressful situation. That's all I need, right? Just plow through the stressful information. So for those of you who have not enough stress in your life, you want to increase the amount of stress in your life because you want to do some breakthrough. Maybe you want to lift 15 kilo. Right now you need to lift 20 kilo. But then you have not reached the level whereby you can reach out. You may want to use this particular sector as your exercising sector. Right, so putting yourself into this particular area, like exercising sector, to increase the amount of pressure that's going upon you, so that you would do better. Right, so that's how you use the palace, by the way. Right, so that this is the energy signature. If my situation is calling for this sort of energy, then I put myself into this particular area. If it's not, then please don't. Okay, right? So tiger destructor is always not pleasant. It's the super unpleasant combination. Okay, right? So let's take a look at if east is right? If east is your area, so east got harmony there. Harmony, of course, a lot of time it has a lot to do with gathering of people. Right? Gathering of people, working together with people. So of course, the harmony has been right now drastically reduced into love related matter and always paktor on it. Right, so harmony is always paktor, always getting married. It's like the entire world, other than paktor and getting married, there's no other relationship is allowed. Right, the harmony has been reduced to that particular area. Right, so depend on it. Right, so assistant star harmony means that you are able. A Malaysian cyclist lost. It's okay lah. It's okay lah. Don't worry about Malaysian. We will survive. Give them 3 days, we will forget about it. Right. So now, harmony and assistant star. Now, harmony and assistant star is always talking about an area whereby you'll be able to get a lot of information. Right? Assistant star is a area whereby information is being exchanged. A lot of time, it's associated with university schools. Right. So now with harmony means that a lot of people. So this one can be a education convention. Education convention, a lot of education people coming in, or it could be a what we call a gathering of all the smart people. Smart people come together, right? So now Hamdo last time will be fighting. Yeah, actually you put a bunch of smart people into a room, right? The likely scenario is they're gonna have a fight, but not the punching type of fight. It's gonna be like scolding each other type of fight. And because the hexagram is an increasing hexagram, it will likely escalate. Right? So, but there's nothing wrong with what they are doing. So it says that without wrongdoing, it's really like a debate, lah. Right? It's like everybody coming in, and then there's having this particular debate happening. So you see a debate, they escalate the debate, right? So what we call the Olympic again, the break dance. The break dancing, right? So break dance, they come in, then they exchange their move, right? So then you show a better move to people. Nothing wrong with it, lah. Right? So now in terms of, let's reduce it to in terms of love, right? In terms of love is that you have found certain information about your relationship, that you don't really like that particular information. So that's why there's a harm there. Right, you suddenly found out. So it could be a situation whereby you found out that your particular partner, the direction that the partner is going is very different from the other direction of partner. Like for example, if you are the growth type, right? So you are, you want to grow. You want to go through the process of progressing your level, but your partner is not interested in that. Your partner said, oh no, this is enough already, I want to remain at this particular level, I want to be peaceful at this particular level. So the other partner refused to grow. So there is this particular harm there, which means that you actually wanted to slap the hell out of your partner. Nothing's wrong with it, right? Just tell you first, this sort of feeling, it's like, two partners having different direction is very normal, super normal, right? So, nothing wrong with it, right? So, the harm also is a sales door, right? So, for us today, we use harm to represent sales. So, it seems like there are some things that you need to sell to your partner, or your partner need to sell to you. You take a look at what situation fits into you, right? So, but anyway, if you want to gather a lot of information, this is the palace for you to go. It's just that you won't like the information that you get, right? You won't like the information you get, but information is information, nothing wrong with the information, right? So if you're ready, yourself is very ready to face the hurting truth, this may be the palace that you want to sit in. Okay, cool, do it. Right, then you have your Southeast. Mouse, please come back in, right? So Southeast look pretty awesome. So you got your moon together with hero, right? So now hero star is talking about a situation whereby your level is actually being elevated. People start to see you. You become prominent. But because of the moon and delusion together, seems like all these things that you have done right now is cannot tell to people. It cannot be shown to people. It cannot be told to people. Right? So this is like a unsung hero. This is an unsung hero. So again, right, this one really is depending on what is the situation. So I give you the what we call the movie circumstance. You can see that the hexagram is a quadrant. Now quadrant is a very positive hexagram. They like the quadrant very high. So quadrant is basically the thing that you use to cook the medicine. That's the pill, right? So when you have a quadrant, things that which means that the pill coming up should be very good. So you have something that's very good, and then suddenly you go through die already also nobody, and go through traveling. So this is when you have contribute certain things to the community, then the next thing you know that you have actually moved on already. This hero has died already. So what you can do in this is that you can just erect a monument for this particular fellow. Like Corella, like what Alvin said, right? It could be a situation, whereby you kill the bad guy, end of the show, you kill the bad guy, but you yourself is also so badly damaged that you also die. So that could be the situation. So which means that if you are trying to have the glory, right? Have the glory of enjoying your achievement in the particular township, no chance for you to do so. You will only be glorified once you are gone. You either leave the town. So which means that you left footprint in the place that you have touched. So if you want to get things done, after done already, please just leave the place. Don't expect to be there and getting your trophy or whatever it is. Right, so this one is that your good thing that you do will reach very what we call far places. Because why the palace is southeast? Southeast palace is the wind palace. The wind palace means that news will travel. Right, so the news of your glory would actually travel to all over the places, but you are not to be found. Right, so because the moon delusion caused you to be behind the scene, so you'll be somebody who will be remembered. Right, so that particular hero that is being well remembered. Right? So if that is what you want to do, you want to be an unsung hero, for some weird reason, you want to be an unsung hero. Right? So go ahead and do this, right? So if we go to the South Palace, South Palace again, mostly very what we call black color, right? So now, how many of you have played with this contraption before? This contraption is to usually capture chicken or capture bird. So you put a what we call a basket on top, then a stick with a rope, and so that you can yank the stick away, and then you put some grain there. So when I was small, that time I played with this. Right. With added kick is that the grain that I play with has already been soaked with rice wine. I'm so bad, right? So you put it inside, the bird all come and eat. Then we pull the thing, just for fun. We release the bird. But because the rice has been soaked in rice wine, the bird will eat the rice right afterward. The fellow will go woozy. They are not very alcohol tolerant, only drunken bird lah. Right. So this one is basically a temptation formation. Right. So now just remember, scenery door is actually not really a good door. It's a half door. Scenery door has to do with, again, presenting you with something that's very nice, but there are usually some unseen thing which is behind it. That's basically what the scenery door is. So together with the snake is, the deities of trickery, right? So the deity of trickery, and together with the green star together, right? So when you have this particular combination, it is very good for luring people into traps. I don't know lah. For some reason, luring people into trap is the same thing, right? Now, if let's say that you are doing business, right? You are giving somebody something that's very cheap to pull it in. Chinese call yin liu, right? Yin liu, is basically pulling in the traffic, right? So like normally, it's like, I got this particular book for you to download for free, right? So that is basically one of it lah, right? So that's basically one of it. That thing to do. You download the book, then they have your contact, then they can start to unendingly contact you. So if that's what you are doing, right, what you want to do, is great for you, right? So if you can see the hexagon called dimming light, and dimming light basically mean eventually things is not going to go do, right? So returning basically asks you to go back lah. It's like the day is at an end. It's time for you to basically go home, back to the what we call back to basic, right? So now this one is telling you that the nice thing that you are seeing right now, it may not be true. I think it's best for you to take a look at yourself and go back to the basics, and not to be greedy with the situation, and don't get yourself trapped. That's all, right? So it's basically telling you that. Right, south is your front door, right? So I set the trap for people to come in. Why you want to rob them after the fellow who come into your place is even more poorer than you, right? So southwest, the last one, another one more door that everybody is having a very high amount of fear in it, which is the death door, right? So because why a lot of people read things in a literal manner. When they see the death door, they think that they're gonna die. No one is dying. Nothing for you to die. Death door just means that there is an end to the things that is happening. That's all. Death door, right? So pillar here has to do with how to get the hexagram. The star versus the door, right? You go and find the original of the star and original of the door, then you can build the hexagram. Like pillar is 对卦. So you have the 对卦on the top lah. Then death door is 坤卦, right? So then you got the 坤卦at the bottom lah. Then you build them together. It's called the gathering hexagram. That's all, right? It's that easy only, okay? Right? So now most software handle this for you. So don't crack your head in doing this, right? So don't be like me, everything is manual. It's fine, everything is manual because I'm a manual guy. But anyway, right? So pillar has to do with miscommunication. So pillar is actually just a place whereby it's very noisy. That's it. It's a noisy place. I usually describe pillar as your wet market. Now, wet market is usually very noisy one. This auntie telling you that, their uncle telling you that, their apple said that their chicken is the best, and then there's little girl telling you that, Fansu is, the greatest, right? So it's very noisy place as pillar. So when you have a chief whereby it's together with the pillar, this particular chief talk rubbish. What do you think chief cannot talk rubbish one? It's a miscommunicating chief, right? So with the death door here, very clearly the chief should shut his mouth. Right. So you see, sometimes when you want to be a leader, right, it is actually more important that you don't talk than you talk. If you have been into enough brainstorming session, if you bring enough brainstorming session, you will start to understand that it is best that the boss shut up. Because once the boss say anything, right, the rest of the people won't dare to give any suggestion anymore. So a brainstorming session with the boss there and the boss gives suggestion is the worst brainstorming session that you can. The best one is, the best run brainstorming session is that everybody write everything on the piece of paper without the interference of everybody. Then we present everything up first, and then only we decide what to do. That's the best brainstorming session. Right? You cannot brainstorm in a way whereby, somebody put in some suggestion, then the rest of the people, start to give feedback. Don't. Brainstorming session don't basically do that. Right? So especially when you have bosses around, right? So this one is basically tell you the boss need to shut up. So if you are, if this is your Destiny Palace for some reason, this is your Destiny Palace, and you happen to be a boss, just be cognizant of the entire situation is that you might be talking about the wrong thing, right? So your communication may not be as good, right? So it is actually best for you to be the last person who is talking, right? Let the rest of the people finish talking first, then only you talk, right? So it's like the Indian meeting. Indian meeting, is the American Indian, not us Asian Indian. They have this thing called talking stick, right? So they pass the talking stick around. Everybody get a chance to talk. So while the talking stick is in your hand, you can talk as long and as much as you want to do until you finish. Then you pass the talking stick to the next person. It is actually a good thing to do. Right, so that's maybe what you want to be practicing. So if this is your what we call your palace, and you're not the boss, you might be facing with a boss that is talking a lot of crap. Right? You might be a big boss that is talking a lot of crap. Then you just listen to your boss and go like this. Your boss, ma. You're the boss, ma. Right? Until the boss shut up, ma. Until the boss finish talking, everything else ready. You want to add anything inside or not into the conversation? Up to you lah. That one depending on how open your boss is. Right? So maybe it's a lost cause. You need to take a look at the situation. Right? So that's why depending on where you are doing, what you are going, right? So choose the right energy to basically to support you. Right? So overall, if you take a look at it, probably the Northwest is okay if you're looking for resources, right? So you're looking for resources is pretty much quite alright, right? So North, if you're trying to reprogram yourself a little bit, right? Reprogram yourself a bit, yes, that one is basically quite good, right? So you can use that. The rest probably a bit so-so. The rest probably a bit so-so. So you want to be an unsung hero, Southeast may be good, right? So got strategy also if you can, you want to use Southeast in your office. All right, so that's it for this particular session, right? So now help me out, share this out to the rest of the community that you are in, so for other people who might want to use this information in decision making for the month of September to plan out what you want to do with the month of September, right? So send a copy of this out to them. All right, that's it, guys. See you all. Bye.